Hi, everyone. Welcome to World AIDS Day 2020 with the Kentucky Department for Public Health, KDPH. We are very excited to have you all here today. My name is John Martin, and I will be moderating this event. Today, our HIV prevention staff will be speaking on what World AIDS Day means to them. Following this, we will be showcasing the World AIDS Day virtual quilt.
My name is Shannon French, and I am the Minority Initiatives Program Coordinator. I work with faith-based and community organizations to bring HIV/AIDS awareness, education, prevention, and testing to faith-based organizations and communities of color. World AIDS Day to me is an opportunity to reflect on the lives that we have lost and an opportunity to celebrate those that are still living. We have to continue educating our communities and fighting the stigmas that prevent people from testing, seeking treatment, and staying in care.
I am Scott Robinson, the LGBTQ PrEP Program Coordinator. I work with the LGBTQ community that coordinates and monitors prevention outreach efforts for the LGBTQ communities across the state. What World AIDS Day means to me: fighting to help people live with HIV, live healthy lives without fear, and to have avenues to discuss change and to help educate, as well as change the criminalization of this disease. Always remember, the red ribbon means love that sets within our hearts.
My name is Priscilla Duncan. I am the Youth Program Coordinator for the HIV/AIDS Prevention Team. I started the hashtag You Make a Difference campaign geared towards youth and young adults. The campaign shares HIV information with youth across the state of Kentucky. To me, World AIDS Day means the anniversary of my very first HIV test. CDC recommends people get tested at least once between the ages of 13 and 64. And if at higher risk, getting tested at least once per year. I was in my late 40s when I had my first test on World AIDS Day.
Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Ashby Boyd. I'm the Harm Reduction Program Coordinator at the Department for Public Health. I work closely with syringe service programs where I monitor data and run reports. I was a prevention specialist in the past where I conducted HIV, Hep C, and STI testing to the community. The importance of educating the community on HIV, how it affects the body, and detaching stigma is needed everywhere. Having a loved one affected by HIV made me realize that we all need to come together and end HIV. World AIDS Day to me is showing support, giving hope, and stressing the importance of educating and fighting for those that are no longer with us. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Monica Lee Ridgeway, and I am the Program Manager of the Kentucky Finding Cases Project. Kentucky Finding Cases Project is an initiative that supports early diagnosis through increased community-based HIV and hepatitis C counseling and testing, community outreach and mobilization, and drug overdose prevention education, DOPE, including community naloxone distribution. What does World AIDS Day mean to me? On December 1st, 2012, it marks 8 years since I was affected by HIV. I've always focused on educating the community on HIV and how we can continue to protect ourselves, but this time I had to take my own advice. I'll be honest, this day changed my life forever and made all of my World AIDS Day a bit different. It was more than a moment of silence, a candlelight vigil, or even a prayer service. It was my new norm because now I was affected by HIV. I knew from that point on that I had to continue to combat against HIV, helping more women, especially those that looked like me. So in observance to World AIDS Day, I reflect on those who are living and thriving with HIV, those who are affected by HIV, and those who are now resting in power.
Jamie McLemore, I am the high-risk heterosexual HRH Program Coordinator with the HIV Prevention Team with the Kentucky Department for Public Health. I work with high-risk heterosexuals, HRH, to provide HIV education and HIV testing within these communities. I also work with transgender communities to increase education and visibility within the communities. I coordinate the fundamentals of HIV prevention counseling, FHPC, throughout Kentucky. I developed a campaign in Eastern Kentucky, Know Your Status, to increase HIV education and HIV testing. Another campaign I promote is One Test, Two Lives, to increase HIV testing and education for women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. World AIDS Day to me is fighting for the true cause at hand, a fight to allow voices to be heard so others can live in peace, hope, dignity, love, and feel free. Free to be themselves and embrace who they truly are. To mourn those who have died of the disease. To me, World AIDS Day is not limited to a simple day, but used year-round in efforts to highlight HIV/AIDS awareness.
Proclamation by Andy Beshear, Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. To all to whom these presents shall come. Whereas, World AIDS Day is an opportunity for people worldwide to unite in the fight against HIV/AIDS, to show support for people living with the disease, and to commemorate those who have died from an AIDS-related illness. And whereas, as of December 31st, 2019, a total of 11,081 cumulative HIV infections among Kentuckians have been reported to the Department for Public Health's HIV/AIDS surveillance program. And whereas, gay and bisexual men, transgender individuals, youth, African Americans, Latino Americans, people living in the southern United States, and people who inject drugs are at a disproportionate risk of contracting the virus. And whereas, we have made progress, but need to accelerate that progress through the Ending the HIV Epidemic initiative and sustained commitment from every sector of our society and across every government around the world. And whereas, a future where no individual has to suffer from HIV/AIDS is within our reach, and we must ensure the next generation has the tools it needs to continue fighting this disease. Now, therefore, I, Andy Beshear, Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, do hereby proclaim December 1st, 2020 as AIDS Day in Kentucky. Done at the Capitol in the city of Frankfort, the 4th day of November in the year of our Lord, 2020, and in the 229th year of the Commonwealth, signed Andy Beshear, Governor, and signed Michael G. Adams, Secretary of State. Now, have a look at the Kentucky World AIDS Day quilt panels. We will now have words from Dr. Connie White to close out the event today.
Hello, I'm Dr. Connie White, the Deputy Commissioner for the Kentucky Department for Public Health. The first World AIDS Day was in 1988. Where were you in 1988? Many of you weren't even born yet. I was starting my private practice in OBGYN in Frankfurt in 1988. But I attended my medical school and residency training as we all blindly walked through the early nightmare of AIDS. Patients died, and we in the healthcare field were afraid for ourselves, for our patients, and their babies. Fast forward 32 years to today. AIDS is a chronic disease managed by medication. PrEP is available to prevent the illness from happening. We as a Commonwealth have made great progress, but the possibilities are endless for the progress yet to be made. I am proud to be part of our statewide team and to participate in World AIDS Day to shine a light on ending the epidemic.